Got a question for ChatGPT today, and it's because of this nonsense that's going on, all these conflicts that are starting up around the world. The whole system really wants bringing down. It's always innocent people that suffer. If they want to fight, why don't they go and fight in the desert? Why has it always got to be in populated areas? And nobody's concerned about this really. It's either one side or the other. One side goes in and they terminate innocence, and so it's okay for the other side to go in and terminate innocence, and it's not. Nobody's calling for a ceasefire. Nobody anywhere is calling for a ceasefire. Because the whole purpose of all of it is to stir up anger and hatred. It's always been this way. It's always left against right, blue against red. Every part of our life is all designed to bring about conflict and anger and hatred. Anyway, this is the question I've got for ChatGPT today. Imagine a world where every country lives under a similar system. This system is inherently evil, though it appears to the citizens to be sensible and fair due to the manipulation of its institutions. In every generation, a major catastrophe occurs, destroying family ties and records of recent history. A new history is fabricated by the leaders of this world to keep the citizens dependent on the system and under their control. The system claims all land as its own, and citizens can only lease it. All building is tightly regulated, and only certain expensive materials may be used. It's unlawful to collect water, livestock may not be kept, and only small amounts of vegetables can be grown. Men are forced to work their whole lives for pitiful wages in order to survive. The rich stay rich, and the powerful and the poor are completely controlled. The citizens believe that they are free and won't be told otherwise. How might an end be brought to this system? I don't know what it's going to do, what it will give to me. But let's have a look. Bringing an end to such a deeply entrenched and oppressive system would be an immensely challenging task. It would require a combination of internal and external pressures, grassroots movements and significant strategic planning. Here's a possible scenario for how it might happen. Underground movements and education. In this world there would need to be clandestine groups or individuals dedicated to educating citizens about the true nature of their system. These groups would disseminate information about the history that's been fabricated, the nature of their oppression, and the possibility of a better future. They would operate secretly to avoid detection by the authorities. Building a coalition. These underground movements would need to form a broader coalition of like-minded individuals, including intellectuals, dissidents, and sympathetic members of the wealthy class who have seen the injustice of the system. External support. It's likely that these movements would also seek external support from countries that are not under the same system. International pressure, diplomacy and support can be crucial in challenging an oppressive regime. Exposing the lies. The next step will involve exposing the lies and fabrications used to manipulate the citizens. This might involve leaking evidence of the true history and the leaders' corruption using technology or sympathetic insiders within the institutions. Building public awareness. A critical aspect of change would be to mobilise public opinion. Citizens would need to realise the extent of their oppression and the lies they've been told. This might involve creating underground newspapers, radio broadcasts, or even a clandestine internet to share information. Non-violent resistance. Mass protests, strikes, and acts of non-violent resistance can put pressure on the oppressive government. This could include sit-ins, boycotts of government-controlled industries, and civil disobedience campaigns. Leadership transition. The movement would need a charismatic and trusted leader or leaders to rally behind. These leaders would need to inspire hope and unity among the citizens. Negotiations and transition plan. Once the movement gains momentum and international pressure mounts, negotiations with the ruling regime would become possible. A transition plan that gradually shifts power from the oppressive regime to a more democratic and just system would need to be developed. International support and mediation. International organisations and countries that support democracy and human rights could play a vital role in mediating the transition and ensuring that the new system is fair and just. Rebuilding society. After the oppressive system falls, there would be a need for extensive rebuilding and reconciliation efforts. This would include establishing a constitution, rule of law, and addressing economic disparities. It's important to note that such a transformation would not be quick or easy, and it would come with significant risks. The ruling elite would likely fight fiercely to maintain their power and control. However, throughout history, oppressive systems have been challenged and replaced through the persistent efforts of determined individuals and movements fighting for justice, freedom, and human rights. Well, about time people started calling for a ceasefire, isn't it? This is what ChatGPT says, but it doesn't recognise the world that I'm talking about. All I can do is tell people about this. If they won't wake up and see what's going on, nothing can be done. Anyway, that'll do for now. Have a good one.